what people in the regions are saying, why this amount of guns. I know what you've said before in terms of the amounts, but they gave a great analogy, like a mechanic needs their tools. They need a huge amount of different tools, or a set of golf clubs if you're playing competitive. I've spoken to people who represent the country's, shooting team. That is an international team that's been going on for over 100 years. There's the ammunition, there's the factory, there's the flow-on effect. Now, these people are very comfortable with hearing more about laws, tightening up if they need to, but again, they say they are some of the most law-abiding citizens. And when you look at how a gun has to be put back into their cabinet, you've got to take away 7 bits and pieces of it. It's very specific. We know that the police can contact them at any time, and if they do one little thing, whether it's an AVO or obviously that's not little, but you know what I mean. If there's one thing that is they're out of line with, the guns go.
Well, I just want to be clear. If somebody is if there are deep concerns about family or domestic violence, well then having a firearm in that household, all the research tells you that is incredibly dangerous for often the women and other people who are the victims of family violence. So I strongly support having laws that protect victims and potential victims of family and domestic violence from potential firearms, violence from firearms. And I think that's absolutely critical, and all the research tells us that. But I come back again. I've been dealing with the issue of firearms control as a state MP for over a decade, and it continues to be my work in the federal party for the Greens. We perfectly understand that rural landowners, primary producers may have a need for more than one firearm, for multiple weapons. I said before, and I'll say it again, you have a different firearm for dealing with wild introduced rabbits than you do for dealing with pigs. And you have a different firearm to perhaps euthanize cattle than you would to deal with rats on the property. We understand, and that's why the legislation that passed in the New South Wales Parliament had a cap of 10 firearms in rural and regional parts of the state. If you can confect a tiny handful of potential cases, which may perhaps, in certain circumstances, if you look at it in the dark corner lit only by a candle, might need more than 10 firearms, I'm sure you can. But we're dealing with laws that are designed to overwhelmingly promote community safety, that get the number as right as we can across a broad range of circumstances. And it seems to me that the arguments that are being made that there are this tiny handful of often quite confected cases that suggest you need more than 10 firearms, they're not, I think, persuasive.
Yep, no, I appreciate what you're saying, Senator. I'm relaying what these farmers are. I'm not a farmer. I don't have firearms myself, but again, numerous people are, telling us, and we are, bringing it forward because, again, many people in the regions do not feel heard.
I think we should just also have a bit of a reality check.
Well, what is the issue here, though? Because you look at...
Before these laws passed in New South Wales, there were people in suburban Sydney with 300 firearms on their property. People in Mossman
and... in Mossman they've got 300?
No, there were
not
multiple.
On your website.
Well, I'd urge you to go on to toomanyguns.org, which is a website my office does.
Yep.
You find multiple firearms owners with 270, 280, 250, 240. I don't know. Are you thinking that's reasonable? I don't think it's reasonable. I don't want my neighbour to have a private arsenal, and I think most Australians don't want their neighbours to have private arsenals.
So, I mean, that's what the government should know who those people are. Is that correct? The government should know who those people are.
We should not have large private arsenals throughout our suburbs and cities. And we may disagree on that. That's okay. I think it's bad for community safety. Most gun experts would say it's bad for community safety. I'm not disagreeing on that.
And I've asked farmers about that one particular one, I believe, is only 306, and they agree. They said that doesn't sound good. The other ones, I've asked them about the 70-odd that has 100 or more. This is not me, this is them. They're saying that that's fair. I'm trying to, bring to you, Senator, what I'm hearing from the regions. And OK, all right.
Yeah.
OK.
I don't think having more than 100 firearms in a country such as Australia having them scattered throughout the country, large private arsenals, they do not promote community safety. Sensible caps on guns is very sensible. You shouldn't be able to endlessly recycle the same reason to get your first gun, your second gun, your 100th gun.
And the law should be looked at
debate has largely been resolved in New South Wales.
Somebody was able to get a gun in that instance with what happened in Bondi.
Which is why I am astounded the Coalition is opposing measures that enable the sharing of critical information between different police forces, between different security agencies in real time before people can get a firearm. That's part of what that's part of the gun package that's happening in this federal legislation. As I say, when we talk to stakeholders, they think that's good for community safety, being able to share information in real time so these things don't happen.
We've gone way over time, Senator, but great to see you. Thank you very much. We really do appreciate your time, and you know, this is certainly not over, and one to unpack a lot more. Thank you.